Hey guys, in today's video, all I want to show you guys was kind of proof that OP06 and OP05 is not going to start dying off for One Piece, because we've been able to show you guys for a little bit now. Japan OP06's meta for decks is like top decks are Gecko, some Sakazuki, Vinsmoke, Nell, just kind of the stuff that was already there. And then we have stuff like Yamato and Kid, a lot of Sakazuki, and a lot of Nell. But honestly, all I want to talk about in this video was how honestly everybody's freaking out about there not being enough product and stuff in the future, because in OP05 we didn't have enough product. Everybody was having problems, so cards were going up really high and everybody just couldn't find it, right? I don't think that'll be a problem product wise. Product, what the best way to explain it is, what One Piece wants to gain more money, right? That's the whole point of having a card game, is so they get money, we get what we want. They get more popularity for their show. Basically, they're not wanting it to die, and it's obvious how they can fix it, and they already started to fix it in OP05, as we can see. We already got a huge amount more product, and it won't be much of a problem in the next set, realistically. I think we'll start to see it as at ST12 or ST11, just because I don't see it going much farther before people could just get what they want. We already started to see it with the 3 leaders, 3 captains deck box. We already saw it with that. There was cards in there that everybody wanted. People bought the cards if they wanted them. They bought the box. Some people, like, instantly right when it came out, it was a problem for everybody. Everybody couldn't get it. 3 to 2 weeks after, everybody started to find it. Now it's just sitting on shelves everywhere, right? It's not much of a problem to find anymore. I know for some of you it's harder, but I live in a bigger city, so it's a little bit easier to find that type of stuff. But I can already feel the difference of being able to find One Piece product. It's already a huge amount difference, and they're just gonna keep upping it until it's too much. Right? So that's a really big thing to point out. Honestly, I just wanted to tell you guys about that, and then I wanted to point out that we have a lot of different things going on. It's not just gonna be one deck that's meta. It's probably, so this is Japanese, so this isn't America. This is Japanese, and they are slightly different. People do figure out different decks. We have Gecko, Nami, and Sakazuki. They were all in the Bandai Fest 400 plus, right? Top 16, top 4, and first place. Sakazuki got first place. Congrats to him. These were in 3 different places, by the way, country. Japan, Thailand, and Indonesia. I think the Japan one's the most impressive one, because they do get a lot more people, obviously, because it's Japan. I don't know how much Thailand and Indonesia actually get, though, so I can't say fully, but I definitely feel like Japan's a big one, just because Bandai Fest, and the game's from Japan, so they started the game. Obviously it's gonna be a little bit bigger. I think just from what we can see here is they're not just being one big deck. Obviously Gecko's not super bad. He's not like in every single game. He's definitely going to be in every single tournament. But I'm also going to point out Sakazuki is hell right now. Even though it may not feel like it, but Nell and Sakazuki, if you go to the big tournaments right now, you will feel that over half the people are Nell or Sakazuki. Like 75% of the people are Sakazuki or Nell, and then everybody else is something else, right? There's just certain decks that aren't playable right now because Enel and Sakazuki counters separate stuff, but if you play against it, it's almost instantly a loss. But now we see Enel is topping, Sakazuki is topping, and Gecko is topping, and then we have other decks that are topping too that normally don't though. We have Kid that's topping, we have Red Purple Law that's topping, Vinsmoke, she's topping. These are all just really good decks that are genuinely good, and this one everybody was worrying about, and Yamato too. This deck, so Piranha, and then we have Yamato. Yamato is only in Japan has topped, and this is what they've said, is only topped 5-6 times in all of their stuff being put out. 5-6 times. That's really impressive. In just the top, like, I think it's probably 100, yeah. Top 100. She's only topped, and I'll count this just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Only 8 times. Gecko's probably topped, and I'm not gonna count this because this is like a lot of the people. Gecko's probably only topped about 9-10 times too, and then Sakazuki's probably topped about 15-16 times, but that's because it's been out for a while and people are already used to the deck, so by the time that OPO6 comes around, right, it's already going to be super big. And then Enel's another really good point to that, is Enel's not really good in X meta. I mean, it's not bad, obviously, because it's winning. But it's not top. It's not top of the line, right where it is. And then we have Nami. What's a really good one to point out? And if you see Nami, that means red's not being played a lot, and not as much destruction is being played, or a huge amount of destruction's being played. So there's a lot of good cards coming out for Nami, but the only one actually being played is White Snake. What's super funny, but White Snake is the only one being played. Up to 1 of your leaders or characters gains plus 1,000 during this turn. Then draw 1 card. Nothing's changing in Nami, honestly. Nothing big. It's just little adjustments, right? That's really nice. We have a lot of new cards coming into the meta though. That's definitely gonna feel weird. I don't think it just is gonna feel like Sakazuki 2.0 is what Gecko's gonna feel like. I don't think it's gonna be a bad thing. It's kind of like if Sakazuki and Law had a kid. It's more like a Law deck, right? It's more like purple red Law, but like a more finished off purple red Law. That's definitely more what it is. Purple red Law didn't do well at all in our when it came out in OPO5. It did actually really bad compared. And then it came out in OPO6, like it got bigger in OPO6, and it does much better then. So the meta drops down, or people are getting worse, one of the two. I think it's gonna be really cool to see all of this be played out, and people are definitely gonna be playing more of what they want, instead of having to play Enel or Sakazuki or Edward Newgate for meta purposes, right? To win their games, to get prizing. I mean, there's obviously always going to be top people. There's some really interesting metas coming out though right now of what people are enjoying. There's Rebecca, and this is OPO5. Rebecca's really big. Lucci's really big. There's like a lot of little ones that are being played a lot. What's interesting, because none of them get amazing in OPO6, but they're all obviously going to get better. But it's interesting how those people are actually being played a lot in a meta that's not helping them. And winning too. I'm going to point that part out, is a lot of them are actually winning, so... and then another part to prove that it's not dying, is if we go to English, I know at least, well, actually, it's probably easier over here. If we go to 3 and 4 meta, you're gonna notice Edward Newgate is the thing. Like, all the red decks are what is being played everywhere. He did, so, man, what is his name? I can't remember names. Portgas. He's played really hardcore. They have more skilled players over there. No offense, West, but they have more skilled players, I definitely say. So, what you're gonna see is a little bit different from our meta, obviously. You're gonna see, like, interesting decks be played, what I really do like. But as you notice, it's a lot of red. All you're gonna see over here is Law, Edward Newgate, Zorro, and then you're gonna see, like, other things, right? It's not super squished, but in the West, it was way more squished down, actually. So that is one kind of, hopefully it doesn't happen again. But this is what our meta is right now. I'm gonna point this out. If you don't think it can get any worse, it won't. It won't get any worse. There's no way that it's just all going to be all geckos. I think probably in the first week or two, it'll probably just be brand new decks, because that's kind of how it works, and then people switch over to whatever decks they enjoy. But we have literally in the top like 20 or so, or no, probably like 10, 12. Let's say top 12 decks. Like the last 12 that have been updated. It's been 3 decks that aren't Sakazuki, so 9 decks are Sakazuki. That is crazy. That's pretty much as bricked as it can get. And then we have Anels, and then we have like Katakuris, obviously, and then you have like little things. But this is what our meta is right now in OPO5, and it can't get much worse. I know people are definitely gonna keep saying, "Oh, One Piece is dying. It's not gonna do well. It's gonna die." Blah blah blah. It really can't at this point, because One Piece wants more money. The only thing that could really happen is if we don't get enough product, and the only way that I don't see us getting enough product would be if they mess up and don't ship enough out meaningfully, what they can fix later in time, and not much later in time at all. Like, it'd probably be a month or so. But still, there is definitely problems that could happen. But for what we're seeing right now, don't stress out about there being big problems with that, honestly. But as you can see here, I'm kind of scrolling through the interesting decks, like the ones that, like, you look at and you're like, huh, about, right? I was looking through those because I'm always interested in those. This is OPO5 meta though. It's very squished down, but not as squished down in Japan. So in the West, we play a lot of the same decks. Honestly, we play a lot of the same deck. Like we like to play in our little bubble of, hey, I'll play the same deck over and over and over and over. We really like to do that. We'll play whatever the meta is and stay in that. But Japan, they don't do that. They play whatever they want and then play a lot of it. I really like it though. How the meta is different in each place. I really don't think the game could die at this point though, truly. One of the big things that could happen though is they don't ship enough product out, and at this point they already kind of proved that they're gonna ship out enough product with the 3 liters box. As you guys have probably noticed, at your local places you'll notice that they have more than they need a box. It's kind of like Pokemon, how you can go to a place and you can find Pokemon. It's not all sold out. It's just like that with how they're doing it. They have a lot of the 3 liter packs that you can find in places, and I do live in a bigger place, so I notice stuff a little bit before you guys do. I notice if stuff's being bought out faster. I also notice if stuff's being brought in more. So I've noticed that they brought in a lot more 3 liters, and they do still sell out fast. but they don't sell out as fast because they're bringing out so much product that the cards are going down in price. So if you guys looked at the 3-liter boxes, you guys will notice that the cards inside of them are not worth the amount that the box is worth, and that is a good thing to a certain extent, and it's not much far off from the price actually. And with Pokemon, you'll notice, not trying to diss on Pokemon, but as you'll notice in Pokemon, cards are not worth the same amount at all. Like you can buy a $100 box and then you get only like $30-$40 worth of Pokemon in it, right? That's always a possibility. With One Piece right now, because how much is being bought out, that does happen. That card, you can buy a box and then sell that $15 box for $150, right? That is a possible thing. I truly think the biggest thing right now though is Red Zoro box. I think that one's like $85 and it originally was $15. Those are always hard to get. Sakazuki cards are hard to get. There's a lot of like little stuff that's hard to get. I already kind of talked about it over another video, but Katakuris are a really big thing to point out. Is they came out once, and that's why they're so expensive, is they only come out of packs, single packs as well. But I really wanted to bring out a quick video just talking about how no, the meta will not die, but it will go down, so there will be more mixed decks being played. And don't worry about the game dying. The worst thing that could happen is card prices do go down, so some people will leave the game because some people like only when card prices are up. That's fine. But people are also selling less cards. You'll notice some people are holding on to more cards. That does happen sometimes. So they can slow down for a minute. The selling of cards. Like when sets come out, people sell their cards immediately, or they hold on to them until everything has a base actual price, and then everybody will start selling their stuff. That's a really big thing. But yeah, just look at your local card stores. I know some people were asking about like where can I get these decks? It's like a really simple but complicated question to answer. You can find your decks at local store, like card stores, right? It's possible, technically. It's truly is hard to find them at card stores though, because everybody, if it's a One Piece card store, they're getting sold out or something like that. But a truly possible way of finding a deck, and you're not gonna find all the decks, but you could go to Fred Meyer's have them. And this is more for the West. I don't know where everybody else is doing. But Hot Topic does packs. They also do decks. And then you have Fred Meyer. And then if you really can't find any and you want a certain deck, like you'll find Eustace, a lot of his cards for his deck are actually out of the box. You can only get those cards out of the box or buying them. It's almost actually worth buying the box for the $70 or $80. Even though I hate to say it. It's not playable out of the box though, so you're still gonna have to get some cards. But that one's a really that's what I started with, and I got my box for $15. That one's worth like $80 or $70 so you can find them on TCG Player. You can buy them. I don't do that. I don't personally buy them off there, but if you really wanted to, then you could. There's always a way to get boxes. It's just how much money you want to buy a deck or a box or packs, right? Don't buy packs off of people. Honestly, it's kind of all convoluted right now. People are getting witch hunted. The people that resell packs and bought like decks and all that. There's rules about it, and there's like stuff, but it's not really my place to say. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a good day, and I just want to do a short video talking about how One Piece is not going to die. And LPL 6 will be perfect. or good. Best thing to say is good. I truly think it will not be fully dead, and I don't think it will be dead. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a good day, and I wanted to say bye. So yeah, you guys all have a good day.